Good morning, students. Let us start with the lesson number 2.2. We have finished with the thing explanation part and all that, and now we have started with the English workshop also. We are on page 58. We left on page 58. We start with the question number 6. Choose the correct answer and fill in the blanks. Varied, meaning I have told you, different. And English is such a language where the meaning is used in different context at different times. Now that is why they have given you varied. Paragraph number 3 means what? Different, unnecessary, unequal, and unimportant. Now we have to tick the right answer. Varied in the context which we have read is different. Then many learned people came to the court and gave the same answers, correct answers, different answers, or answers. So in the context, if you refer to the thing, it is they gave different answers. The synonym of convinced is persuaded, happy, unhappy, or angry. Answer will be persuaded. The king wanted to know the exact, proper, or good, or right, the right time. I pray you to answer my question. Here, pray means what? Request. Choose an adverb that collocates, goes with. Collocate means it goes with it, like fast food. Collocation, fast food. We don't say high speed food, fast food. Okay, the collocates over here, which goes with this word. Choose an adverb that collocates with breathed, heavily, breathed heavily. Okay, then let us go to question number 7. Answer the following questions. A. The learned people were sometimes divided in their opinions. Different persons giving quite different answers. At other times, none of them gave an answer. They all suggested ways to looking for an answer. Can you point out one example of each? Let us read it. I want you to read it. The question, understand the question, what they want you to do it. If the learned persons were sometimes divided in their opinions, not one answer, different people have given different opinions, different persons giving different answers, and at other time none of them gave an answers. They all suggested ways to looking out for an answer. What you have to do, can you point out one example of each? Of the 3 instances, you have to give one example of each. I will dictate the answer to you all. Please write it down. First, because you have to give the answer for each point. First into inverted commas. some people said that it was impossible for one man to decide the right time. Some people, these are the exact words we are trying to quote into inverted commas. Some people said it was impossible for one man to decide the right time, and if or so a council of wise people should be appointed for this same. So, if a council of wise people should be appointed for the same. This is the first instant. Second instant, some people said that the warriors were the people most needed by the king. Some people said the warriors were the people most needed by the king. Second point you have to write, some people said the warriors were the people most needed by the king. Third, some people said that religious worship. Third point for the A question, 7th A. Some people said that religious worship was the most important thing to do. Some people said that religious worship was the most important thing to do. Full stop. So 3.3 answers we have given for the 3 questions. What people said for different things. Some people said that appoint a council. Some said that people warrior were the most important thing, and some said that religious was the most important thing to do. Second one, though, let's go to 7th B. 7th B. Though the hermit did not say anything to the king for some time, he did not ignore the king or treat him rudely in any way. Do you agree? What evidence of his politeness can you point out? What shows that he listened and responded to the king's words? Answer. First question, do you agree? Yes, hermit greeted the king, though he continued to do his work. And his act of politeness, what is his act of politeness? Write us down. First, as we wrote, yes, hermit greeted the king, though he continued to do his own work, Second, when the king told the hermit to give the spade, when the king told the hermit to give the spade, he agreed What does that show? He agreed, comma, which shows that the hermit was polite, or it shows the quality of politeness. Seventh C question. The hermit spoke only to common people, so the king put on simple clothes. Do you think the king hoped to be mistaken for a common man, or was he just showing that he was a humble person? What shows that the hermit knew him to be the king? The answer is the hermit greeted him, but continued to do his work. Of digging, perhaps, full stop, perhaps the hermit must have heard the proclamation made by the king. Perhaps the hermit must have heard the proclamation made by the king. Seventh D question. Did the king behave as an ordinary person rather than as a ruler at the hermit's hut? What shows it? Did he also act as a good, kind person? When did he do that? Very simple. We all can answer that question. I will not dictate the answer, but I will discuss the answer over here. You have to write in your own words. Did the king behave as an ordinary person rather than as a ruler at the hermit's hut? What shows it? So the king behaved, the answer will, the king behaved like an ordinary person at the hermit's hut. Because, what shows it? Because he helped the hermit in doing the work of digging. He took the spade from the hermit and started doing the ordinary work of digging. Then the next question, did he also act as a good, kind person? Do you think, did he also act? Yes. When the wounded beard person came running, injured, the king, along with the hermit, attended to his wounds. In fact, he cleaned the wound with his own hands. So this shows that what did he do? When did he do that? I've discussing. What does this show? This shows that the king was a kind-hearted person and a humble person. Do you think the hermit knew beforehand not only about the king's arrival but about the ambush by his enemies? Think a little about this and say what you really feel. This is a question which you have to take it for homework. Think about it and write your answers. So this we will discuss when we see the when we meet, maybe when we do not know. or we will read the answer. We should, because this is a very personal question. Do you think the hermit knew beforehand? Not only somebody will say yes, he knew it. Somebody will say no. And if not, then you have to give a supporting answer for it, for both those things. So this will be a homework question. Really mind your understanding the story and giving your comments. Okay, let us go to the 8th question. Consider this list of different things that happened and rearrange them in the order of time. That is what happened first, what we call it chronological order. What happened next and so on. Read the related paragraph again if you are uncertain. So you have to arrange these as it happened in the passage in the story. The bearded man resolved to kill the king. The king went alone to see the hermit. The king executed the bearded man's brother. The king spent the night at the hermit's hut. The bearded man laid an ambush to kill the man. The king of bodyguards recognized wounded man. The man came out of the ambush. This you have to read it and put it in a chronological order. Like the first one will be the king went alone to see the hermit. Then others you follow it up. Read the story in your own language. In your own language, summarize the following points of the story in 4 to 5 lines each in your language. Write in your notebook. King's problems. What he wanted to, for a good administration, he wanted to understand the answers for the 3 questions. You write there. Attempts made to find a solution. He made a proclamation. Climax of the story, solution and message. What is the message of the story? The following compound words from the story are spelled in a jumbled order. Rearrange to make them meaningful. Compound words. We know what is the meaning of compound words. 2 separate words joined together becomes a compound word. Now these jumbled words are there. You have to find out what are this thing. The first one starts with you. Undertake. Undertake. Under is one word, take in another word. So this is all jumbled. This you have to do it. This comes as a question in our this thing. So we will not this thing. You have to do it for your homework. 8th B. From the story, find the collocation of the following. Important, most important, intently, gazing intently. 3rd, frail and weak. 4th, widely renowned. 5th, right time. 6th, warm blood. 7th, simple clothes. 8th, eyes closed. 9th, full asleep. And 10th, made peace. So the grammar aspect we'll take it up later on. And tomorrow we will start with a new lesson. That is the first poem, The Animals. What is the talk? Let us discuss the poem before we close for the day. Animals. Very good poem written by Walt Whitman. We'll discuss it tomorrow when we start about animals. Thank you.